Every day you have hundreds of people on your website. How fabulous would it be if you knew exactly who those individuals are and whether they're really serious buyers or just kicking tires? That's this week on Think Tank Tuesday. Hi, I'm Paul Potratz, and welcome to this week's Think Tank Tuesday. This week, I'm going to do something that I've never done before. That's right, something completely different. You're not going to have to look at me talking to you today. Instead, we're going to go into a screen flow, and I'm going to show you some fabulous technology. You're going to want to see this. Today, I'm going to talk about marketing automation. I've talked about marketing automation in previous videos, but I thought it'd be best served if I pulled up a screen and shared my screen with you and showed you what marketing automation is all about. Marketing automation has been around for a number of years. In fact, we've been using it for about 4.5 years here at Potratz as our own in-house marketing tool. And let me tell you a really quick story. Google was here a few weeks ago and they said, well, what about your sales staff? And we said, we don't have a sales staff. And they're like, what do you mean you don't have a sales staff? I'm like, we don't have one. We use marketing automation. And they're like, tell me more. So we showed them what we do and how we do it. And they were absolutely amazed. They said, we have no idea how you guys have grown to the level you've grown without a sales staff. I said, well, just look at it this way. We don't have a whole lot of commission, so we're able to pay our people a lot better money. So they thought that was funny. But yeah, it's true. Marketing automation is what we've been doing. Marketing automation is really a strategy, a technology where you give individuals a code that visit your website. In other words, they get this little, I'm not going to call it a cookie because it's not really a cookie, but everybody knows what a cookie is. So we'll call it a cookie. That's what we'll do. So kind of imagine giving everybody a cookie that's on your website. And this cookie is like a tracking device. It's like really a GPS device that you can track their behavior all through your website. Every page that they click on, how long they spend on every page, every video they watch, where they move around on the page, how long they spend, every time they return. That's what it's all about. But it doesn't end there. When they watch a video, we know how much of the video they watch. When we send them an email, we know whether or not they open that email, what links they click in that email, and where they come into the website and where they spend time in the website. So we use some terms internally. It's called MQL, Marketing Qualified Lead. In other words, when our emails are going out and our marketing's going out, what we're doing is we're deciding, is this person a marketing qualified lead? In other words, if they don't have the right job title, if they're not a decision maker, we don't want to spend money on them to advertise to them. We don't want to send them, direct mail pieces because that's what marketing automation will do too. And we definitely don't want to pick up the phone and call them if they can't make a decision. In other words, if they're not going to buy our service, why do we want to spend money? I mean, granted, we'd love to talk to them and everything, but truth be told, we don't have a sales staff. So a marketing qualified lead becomes a sales qualified lead when they have the right job title and they have the decision-making power. So imagine using marketing automation at your dealership. We've been doing it for dealers for about 2 years. So let me give you a kind of an analogy and a true story here. What marketing automation will do for you at your dealership, let's look at the person on right here, Brian Wistia. Let's assume for a moment that Brian Wistia was an individual that bought a car from you like 2 years ago. And let's assume for a moment that our salespeople or salesperson that's assigned to Brian that sold him the car has not followed up like he should or she should. Or let's say that salesperson is gone. Well, then all you're doing is you're sitting there hoping, waiting. You're spending all of this money in advertising, trying to get Brian Wistia back to do business with you. But he's already done business with you once. So with marketing automation, let's say Brian Wistia bought that car 2 years ago, and now he's back on our website. In other words, your website is a dealer, and he's looking for another car. He needs a car for his wife, or he's wrecked his car, or he needs a car for his son or a daughter. With marketing automation, you would know that one of your past customers is on your website and exactly what are they looking at, everything they're looking at. So Brian Wistia is back on the website. He's got a lead score. You pick up the phone, you call him because you would get an email in your inbox saying, hey, Brian Wistia is a past customer of yours
and he's been on the website. He came into the website 3 weeks ago, and he's looking at, ABC. And you pick up the phone, you call him, "Hey, Brian, Paul here. I haven't talked to you in a while. I just wanted to follow up, see how everything's going." And Brian say, "Wow, that's really creepy." "What's that, Brian?" "I was just on your website." "No way." Yeah, that's what marketing automation will do. But it will go even farther than that. Let's say that if we move on down the page here, and for example, Ben Chandler is on your website, and Ben is showing a behavior that he's clicking around and he's looking at the credit app, and then he's looking at some content on your website that's talking about how to repair your credit, how to improve your credit, just whatever credit information. Let's say you got some videos that's talking about how to repair your credit, and he's watching those videos. Well, based on that behavior, you can automate emails going to Ben that would engage him talking about his interest. In other words, a sequence of emails that are specific to Ben's interest, Ben's stage of life. What's important to Ben is what would happen. That's what marketing automation does. And then if you look over here at the lead scores, what we do is we say if a person visits this page, then we're going to give them 1 point. If they visit a payment calculator, we're going to give them 30 points. If they click on the e-price button but do not fill in anything, we're going to give them 30 points. So now their score goes higher and higher and higher, which goes back to the MQL, marketing qualified lead, up to the SQL, in other words, sales qualified lead. So now when the lead score comes above 100, then that individual it's time to pick up the phone and call them. And your internet manager, your salespeople, your sales manager can automatically get a video and say, "Hey, Ben's on your website. This is his interest. This is the word track you need to be using. He is prime. Pick up the phone and call him." That's what marketing automation will do.
I hope you're really enjoying this screenful on marketing automation. Marketing automation is not a new technology, but it's new to the automotive industry. We're doing marketing automation for a number of dealers across the United States and Canada, and they're having tremendous success. If you want to have a technology, a strategy that's ahead of everybody else, something that hasn't been really exploited in the automotive industry, marketing automation is your tool. So go ahead and call the number on the screen, and we'll talk to you about starting your own marketing automation strategy. It's a great tool. It's a great way that now your salespeople can be calling people that are really interested in purchasing a car. They're not going to be wasting their time with deadbeat leads that just aren't really interested, that they're just wasting some time on your website. You can see what's happening. So if you want to be ahead of the curve, if you want to have a technology that nobody else in your market has, marketing automation is the way to go. So let's return back to the screen flow and call the number on the screen when you're ready to get started.
Marketing automation can automate those emails going out. It can also automate direct mail going out. It can also record the phone calls coming in. It can watch the videos they're watching. And I know I already said that, but I'm just excited about marketing automation. So here's a list of individuals coming into the website. So what can happen now is when the salespeople come to work, instead of them kind of just walking around, not really knowing what to do, you can break it up and you can go, "All right, salesperson A, this is your list. I want you to get on the phone. I want you to call all these individuals." So for example, I'm going to go to Brian Wistia, and let's say I'm going to call Brian Wistia, then I would, click right in, and I would, put right in there that I called Brian Wistia, and then it would show the life cycle. So I'm going to click on Brian so you can see what it looks like. So life is a lead. It shows every page that Brian's been on. He was on the home page, 39 seconds. He was contact Potratz, hire Paul to speak, 28 seconds. Services, 4 seconds. So it goes all the way down to where he spent a total of 1 hour on the website. Tell me it's not a qualified lead. And again, I'm showing you the back end of ours just so I don't get any clients upset. You can see memberships. In other words, if you create an email marketing strategy talking about how to repair your credit, if you talk about, this vehicle versus that vehicle, these individuals can go automatically into those lists. Let's say, for example, that Brian showed that he had interest in fuel efficiency. Well, you can have a series of emails that talk about fuel efficiency and what the best car is and how to save money on gas. And that you just create those series of emails. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we're doing for the dealers. So if you kind of look at it, it's kind of like that you're honeymooning with the individuals, that you create these emails, you become a resource to the individuals on your website. Because if you think about it, when they're coming to your website, how many different things can they be interested in? Yeah, there's quite a few, but truth be told, there's not really that many. I mean, we're talking on general about 65 different things an individual. I mean, like fuel efficiency, tow capacity, safety. I mean, the list goes on, of course. So you build all of those emails, multiple emails in a sequence, and those emails start firing out. And then when they engage with that email, you can start to see better. In other words, a digital body language of those individuals. Let me click over here at Visitor ID and show you this. This is really cool. So here I am. Let's say that I'm a salesperson at a dealership. Well, then I know exactly what I need to be doing because I can see the individuals on my page in real time. So right here, you can see that we received 3 new leads today. And then we have 176 returning leads. And then visitors with contacts. And then visited important pages. And then I can search. So, for example, the Pactel Communications is just telling me a company came in, that they're looking at it. They looked at one page, not that big of a deal. And then I click over to this, Over at Media, which is just another local ad agency that they're on the website, and they looked at one important page. They looked at our digital strategies page, trying to get ideas. And then I can just kind of click on down. Here's a dealer. It tells me where he's at. Here's his email address. And you're probably wondering, well, how do you get their email addresses? Well, you've already got email addresses in your database. You've got hundreds, thousands of email addresses. So imagine if you took those email addresses and you sent a newsletter out that had various content within that newsletter, and then they clicked on one of the links in that newsletter, came into your website with the content that's relative to the newsletter, and they started clicking through your website. Now you could start to see what they're interested in. How much time are they spending on the website? Because if you send a newsletter to somebody and they're not really interested in a car, chances are they're really not going to open it, not spend a whole lot of time on it. But if they are interested in possibly considering a new car, they're going to spend some time in your website. The tables have changed. It used to be that if somebody was interested in a car, they would come to the dealership, they'd walk around the dealership. I mean, visualize it. They used to pull up. It was mom, dad, and the kids, and they would all pile out of the station wagon, and they'd walk around, and they'd spend hours talking to the salesperson and test driving cars and all that. Well, they're doing all that online now. It used to be that, we would get 800 to 1,200 ups on the lot, but now that 800 to 1,200 ups is more like 4,000, 5,000 ups on our website, but we don't have a technology in place to watch that body language. But with marketing automation, you do. That's the beauty of marketing automation. So look over here on the left again, where I showed you the new leads and then the returning leads, and then it shows the websites that we're tracking right here. So that's where we have the code and websites, and we track them, and we build the marketing sequences for the different dealerships, for the different interests, for the different parts of the country. And then I can go in and I can look at sales. So we've got pipeline, opportunities won, all that information. And then I showed you the contact manager, but then here's the automation, the tasks, the workflows, the list, the lead scoring. That's how you build all that. And then here's the content. It's where we create the forms, the emails, the email templates. We schedule emails, and we do testing. Testing is critical. You've got to do A/B testing on your emails because now you can see what works and what doesn't. And then your analytics. So you can track your campaigns, your AdWords, the sites. You can do your workflow. It's a great technology. And very few dealers are using it. So that's what marketing automation is about. It's only been really available to big companies like Amazon, Zappos, those type of companies. But there's no reason you as a dealer shouldn't be doing it. I mean, because it's very affordable. We do it day in and day out. Mark my words, you're going to start seeing marketing automation a lot. We're probably a few years out, but it's going to become a buzzword. A lot of people are going to be talking about marketing automation. So if you're interested in marketing automation, check out our website or just pick up the phone and call us. And we'll talk to you about marketing automation. And if you'd like to get it on your website, because it can go on any website, regardless of the platform, any dealer can use it, then just give us a call and we'll talk about marketing automation. That's this week's tip, and I'll see you next week.